Hello everyone, our today's lecture is about membrane potential and action potential. Before starting, please subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon for more videos. This topic is important because many functions of the body are controlled by the nervous system. The signals of the nervous system are taken place by the action potential, and the excitation of muscles are also depends on the action potential. The points we are covering in this lecture are membrane potential, potential differences across the membrane, Nernst equation, Boltzmann equation, resting membrane potential, action potential, contribution of the pumps, all or nothing principle, plateau formation, refractory period. Now we are covering these topics one by one. Number one is membrane potential. It is the potential difference that is developed between the membrane due to the different concentration of ions, such as sodium is higher in concentration outside the membrane and potassium is higher in concentration inside the membrane, and also the plasma proteins present inside the membrane. These ions create positivity outside the membrane and negativity inside the membrane. Positivity is due to the potassium and negativity is due to the plasma proteins inside the membrane. Now consider the difference across the membrane. The two major factors in creating the difference are potassium and sodium, also the plasma proteins. First, we are considering here the potassium. Let's assume, for instance, that the membrane is only permeable for potassium ions. As potassium is higher in concentration inside the membrane, so they start moving from inside to the outside the membrane and create more positivity outside the membrane. As the negatively charged plasma proteins remains inside the membrane, as membrane is impermeable to the protein molecules, so the more positivity is created outside and negativity inside. The millisecond, higher potential difference becomes greater enough to block the further movement of ions, causes the blockage of the further movement of potassium ions. This blockage is its Nernst potential, means no more potassium ions move outside. In the mammalian nerve fiber, minus 94 millivolt is its potential difference. Now see in this diagram, potassium move from inside to the outside and minus 94 millivolt is its potential difference. Consider the sodium. For instance, membrane is only permeable to the sodium ions, so they start moving from outside to the inside the membrane as sodium is higher in concentration outside the membrane. Due to the movement of sodium ions, it creates positivity inside the membrane and negativity outside the membrane. After a few milliseconds, it reaches its maximum level. After that, blockage of further movement of sodium ions takes place. This maximum level, after that the blockage takes place, is the Nernst potential for sodium. In mammalian nerve fiber, plus 61 millivolt is the potential difference for sodium, minus 94 millivolt for potassium and plus 61 millivolt for sodium are the potential difference. Now see in this diagram, sodium move from outside to inside, plus 61 millivolt is potential difference for sodium. Now Nernst equation. It is the equation that we use to calculate the potential difference either side of the membrane. This is the formula for calculation of the Nernst equation. The important point here is, when we using this formula, assume that potential outside the membrane is 0 and Nernst potential is the potential inside the membrane. Now the Boltzmann equation. It is the equation we use to calculate the membrane potential or diffusion potential when the membrane is permeable to several ions. Remember that in Nernst potential only we are considering the single ion, but in Boltzmann equation membrane is permeable to several ions. Here is the equation. Now the factors on which diffusion potential depends. Number 1 is the polarity of electrical charges, permeability of the membrane, concentration of ions inside and outside the membrane. This equation gives the calculated membrane potential when sodium, potassium and chloride ions are involved. The next is the resting membrane potential of neurons. It is the membrane potential during which no signal transmission takes place. The membrane is at its resting stage and it is equals to the minus 90 millivolt. The stage at which positivity outside and negativity inside the membrane. Factors that build up the resting membrane potential. Number 1 is unequal distribution of ions. ECF and cytosol means positivity outside and negativity inside. Second is inability of anions to move outside the cell membrane. Third is electrogenic nature of the sodium potassium ATPase pump. Now the major event is action potential that occurs during the signal transmission in the neurons. The definition is the events that initially decreases the membrane potential and then reverts back to its resting membrane potential is called action potential or impulse. The terms related to the action potential or the events that takes place during the action potential are: number 1 is depolarization phase. This is the phase during which negative membrane potential becomes less negative, or we can say that towards the positivity it reaches to the zero, then becomes positive. The second phase is the repolarization phase, in which the membrane potential is restored to the resting state of minus 90 millivolt. Then the hyperpolarizing phase. It is the phase during which the membrane potential temporarily becomes more negative than the resting stage. The next one is the threshold. It is the point from where action potential generated is lower than this threshold point, then the no action potential generated. Minus 65 millivolt is the threshold for the action potential in neurons. Now we are discussing all the events that occur in the action potential by diagram. You can see the diagram of the action potential and all the events that occurs during the action potential. Now if we see this line, this is the line of resting membrane state or resting potential, during which no action potential generated or no stimulus arrive and no disturbance is caused in the resting membrane state. If we consider the stimulus arrive this point, this is the point where the stimulus arrive, and the stimulus is stronger enough to reach this threshold potential. Threshold potential, this is the threshold potential point, is the potential after reaching this point the action potential generated. If the stimulus is not stronger enough to reach this point, then the no action potential generated. Means this is the barrier for action potential. If we cross this barrier, after that action potential generated, otherwise no action potential generated. Now if stimulus reach this point, threshold point, after that more and more sodium channels opens and sodium start moving inside the membrane. Sodium start moving inside the membrane and causing the depolarization, means causing the less negativity of the membrane and creating positivity inside the membrane, or becomes less negative. Then after reaching this peak point, the sodium channels get inactivate and potassium channels open. After opening of the potassium channels, repolarization starts, means reestablishment of the membrane potential at its original or resting state takes place, and potassium start moving from inside the membrane to the outside more rapidly. Sometimes it happens that the potassium channels after reaching the resting membrane state, this is the point of the resting membrane state, after reaching this point never closed, and they continuously moving outside the membrane. This is the point of hyperpolarization, when more negativity created inside the membrane, that more potassium moving continuously outside the membrane, causing the hyperpolarization. After some times, the resting membrane potential is re-established by the sodium potassium pump. This is all about the action potential and the events that takes place during the action potential. See, this is the diagram of action potential we talked about earlier, and all the events. Now the contribution of the channels. Number 1 is voltage gated sodium channels. As we discussed in the diagram before, these channels open when the membrane potential becomes less negative and reach the threshold and causes the depolarization. Then the voltage gated potassium channels. These channels open when the membrane potential becomes positive. Then third is the potassium leak channels. These channels open even at the resting membrane state. And potassium leak outside the membrane continuously. Then the propagation of action potential. Propagation of action potential takes place in all the direction of the membrane, as you can see in this diagram. Now, all or nothing principle. This is the principle that once the action potential has become elicited or started at any point, the depolarization travels over the entire membrane if conditions are favorable, but it does not travel at all if the conditions are not good. Means if the membrane reached the threshold potential, then the depolarization happens, but otherwise no depolarization takes place. Then the plateau formation. It is the phenomena the excited membrane does not repolarize immediately after the depolarization. Delay occurs near the spike potential for the milliseconds, then repolarization begins. This type of action potential occurs at the heart muscles, and it lasts for 0.2 to 3 seconds. Now see this diagram. This diagram shows the plateau phase. As you know, this is the depolarization phase, during which the sodium moves inside the membrane, and this is all about the depolarization. As we talked earlier, this is the same phenomena, but in some cells, after depolarization, the repolarization does not occur immediately, but there is a delay of this few milliseconds. This is the point of the plateau formation. During this, no repolarization occurs, but there is a delay. This phase is called the plateau phase. After after few seconds of the plateau formation, the repolarization starts. This is the repolarization phase, and this is the same as we discussed in the action potential. Factors for plateau formation are: number 1 is calcium sodium channels. These are slow channels because open slowly and allows calcium to move slowly inside the membrane and cause the plateau formation of the membrane. And sodium channels are open fastly, and so they are called the fast channels and cause the spike portion of the action potential. The second factor is voltage gated potassium channels. In the cells that having the plateau formation, these channels open slower than usual or after plateau ends. Then the refractory period. This is the period during which new action potential cannot be generated as long as the membrane is still depolarized from the preceding action potential. Types of refractory period. There are two types of refractory period. Number 1 is absolute refractory period. As its name indicates that it is the absolute, or means no action potential generated. Even the stronger stimulus cannot initiate a second action potential until the first ends. The relative refractory period, in this time the second action potential generated if the stimulus is stronger than the normal one. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and also subscribe my channel for further videos.